Welcome to USB Hole, the podcast where we talk out of our asses. I'm Chill,
I'm the child.
and today we are going to be talking about concert stories. Probably the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm sure there's tons of each. How many concerts you been to?
Me?
Yeah, did you count them?
No, I didn't count them, but
Don't count them right now.
I'm not going to, but I'm just going to say, I tried to write some down, so, I'm more than one whole sheet of paper here.
You have to put your hand behind it.
It doesn't, anyone can see, however, a legal notepad, however many lines are on this. Whatever, it's a fucking notepad
thing.
Yeah. Whatever, a lot. I mean, I would say probably, in the hundreds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But I've probably been under 100, but more than 30.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them don't have any cool stories. I just go and I just vibe to the music and then I leave.
Well, this whole thing is about cool stories, so.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to tell some stories. I also got a fan-submitted story. They did ask to be anonymous, but I'm going to read what they wrote. They submitted on Twitter, which is pretty cool. Our first Twitter submission to a prompt. So keep your eye out for those and send them in because it's pretty cool. I like to interact with you guys.
Yeah, I would do more prompts, but no one follows us. So follow Chill and Child, and I will put prompts and polls, and we can have some fun.
Yeah. Before I get started with any of my stories, I would like to preface with some concert etiquette and how I feel about concerts. So it drives me nuts when people are just on their phone the whole time. Nobody wants to watch your fucking recording of the entire concert you went to, and it sounds horrible. It's different if there's, somebody really wanted to go or they're a big fan, and it's, their favorite song comes on, so you send them a quick little clip. Or you, take a quick little clip, put your phone away, and that's it. But, when you go to a concert, other people also paid to go there and enjoy the experience and see the artist that's playing. We don't want to watch it through your phone screen in front of us, okay? That's rude. Don't fucking do it. And also, this one's really controversial, and I went to a Coheed and Cambria concert on Wednesday and had this conversation with the friend that I went with, which I guess people have mixed feelings. If I'm paying for a seat, I paid extra because I want to fucking sit down, and then you come, and then everyone stands up anyway, and then I have to stand even though I paid for a chair. I would have just got a fucking pit pass if I wanted to stand the whole time. I'm old. I have a shitty fucking back. I can't stand at a concert anymore. Unless I really love the band, then I'm going to get a pit pass, and then I'll stand the whole time. But if I'm paying for a seat, I want to be able to sit down. That's all I'm saying. Does that sound really bitchy?
Well, I'll get your opinion on one of my stories later because it has something to do with this. I agree that it sucks. When I go to a concert, if I have seats, I look behind me to see what everyone else is doing. And if everyone else is standing, I feel comfortable standing. But if people are sitting, if I want to stand, I'll either try and move over so they could still see, or I just won't stand.
Yeah, you're considerate of the people behind you.
Yeah.
And what everyone else is doing.
And if they're way behind me, though, me standing isn't going to make a difference if everyone else behind me is standing, too. So it's I'm just going to do it. But
right, yeah. But, I mean, and even, I'm not saying never stand up. Maybe it's your favorite song, so you want to stand and get into it. Or, they're coming out and you want to stand because you want to clap. Or they're done with one song and you want to clap or whatever. That's cool. But, you don't have to stand the entire freaking time.
I agree. Yeah.
That's what chairs are for. Especially if you're in stadium seating where you can see when the people in front of you are sitting, you can enjoy it. But I guess people tell me I'm weird anyway because when I go to concerts, I love live music. I don't care if I've never heard of the band before. If you're playing, if there's a band playing, I'm into it. If it's I get free tickets to stuff a lot and I'll go just to experience it. And that's how you learn and how you find new bands that you might not think that you were going to like before. But, I don't want to be on my phone the whole time. Even when there's songs that I know, I'm not singing along. I probably look like the most miserable person who does not want to be there, but I am literally standing there taking in the sound and the experience. I'm watching, I'm enjoying it, I'm listening, I'm totally vibing, even if I look like this. Like, you can't see me, but that's just like my RBF, and like I look so disinterested, but like I'm into it. And like that's my preface before starting. Like, I want to vibe to it. I didn't pay all that money to hear the person standing behind me sing the songs. I paid that money to hear the artist sing the songs.
Don't go with me then, because I won't go to a concert if I don't know the lyrics.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm like the exact opposite of you. I will only go if I know the band and know most of the songs because I want to sing.
Yeah. Well, like some of them, again, it's like a not all the time thing, but like if it's like my favorite one, yeah, I might sing along or I'll mouth the words or whatever. But like, I don't want to hear you and your tone deaf fucking voice screaming in my ear the whole night. You know what I mean?
It sucks to suck because I'm doing it. If we're going to the concert in October, I am doing that. So
I feel like that's different. Go ahead. We can do that.
Thanks.
I enjoy buffets. Oh, that's going to be me at the concert.
Yeah,
even if they don't play that song, they probably won't, but I'm still going to be like vibing out to the buffet song. Okay.
No one knows what we're talking about.
That's all right. Normally nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Same.
So, like, my first concert I ever went to was the B-52s, which is like super cool because I love the B-52s. And
are they the ones that do Rock Lobster?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad that you knew that. But yeah, so that was the first concert that I remember ever going to. I was probably like 10 or so. I might have gone to some before that and just like don't remember, or maybe they were like a festival type thing, but that's the first like real concert that I went to. And it was like a standing only type of situation. It wasn't like, it was general admission. It was really cool. My dad put me on his shoulders for a little bit so I could see, but just again for a little bit so that the other people weren't missing out behind us. But also, like, I'm only 5'2" now still. So like when I was 10, I was probably like 3 feet tall. I don't know how tall 10-year-olds are, but you take like a foot off of that and that's how tall I was. So I wouldn't have been able to see anything. But like, yeah, I don't know. It was pretty fun. It was my first cool one. Was your first concert?
52s. The first one that I can remember, like you said, I've been to festivals and stuff. Like we went to Summerfest in Milwaukee, and I saw Sheryl Crow before she was really famous.
Oh, nice.
And like Uncle Kracker was there, so you know what vibe there was. But the first concert, like I went to enjoy like the concert and actually bought tickets to and everything, was Fall Out Boy. So I was probably 15 because that was 2006 and my sister-in-law took me. So got to experience that with her. It was a good concert. I mean, nothing crazy happened. It was just, we had seats, probably didn't sit.
You probably sang the whole time because you love Fall Out Boy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't even remember who was there because Fall Out Boy and those type of bands usually had like 4 openers.
Yeah.
And I cannot remember a single one.
And yeah, especially like back then, I don't know who they would have played with. I saw them last year. But
was that the one with Green Day?
Yeah, I saw them last year with Green Day and Weezer. That's one of my stories.
Oh, okay.
So I don't want to go like too into it. I don't want to skip ahead. I just remembered something when you were telling me that story, made me think of something else, so I wanted to write that down too. I'm like laughing at myself in these stupid ass stories. Oh God. Okay. So my next like if I go I'm not gonna go chronologically for them because I don't remember a lot of them chronologically, but my next one would be like when I was in middle school. This will be like a double thing. I think I recently told you this because it ties into a concert I went to last month too. So when I was in middle school, my dad, God, he's so cute and adorable. He thought he was just doing like the nicest thing for us. And he's like, I'm going to get them tickets to their favorite band. They're going to be so surprised. So I think it was a Christmas present. I want to say it was a Christmas present. He got tickets for me and my sister and my two. Well, there were 4 tickets, me and my sister, and then 2 other tickets. I think originally my brothers were going to go, but then we both brought friends instead because my brothers moved. But So he's like, yeah, I got you your favorite band. And we open the tickets and it's NSYNC.
Oops.
BSB for life. Like, I still am a huge Backstreet Boys fan. So it was just, I don't know, it was so cute though, because he was so excited that he got us tickets for our favorite band. But, you know, this is like the early 90s or like mid 90s, whatever. And, you know, he's a dad and he doesn't know which boy band's the right boy band. So, like, he probably asked somebody and that's just what he assumed was the right one. So, yeah, he got NSYNC instead of Backstreet Boys, which they said it was really cute, but it wasn't Backstreet Boys.
I probably would have thrown a tantrum because I was an asshole.
Oh, yeah. See, I will not like that. I just, you know, appreciated the fact that he tried and, like, it was just so cute. And so we both got to bring a friend with us. And so we went, and I had, well, you know this, but I suffer from chronic migraines, but I had a headache the entire time. So, like, my friend, my sister, her friend, they're like having the freaking time of their lives, these little teeny boppers. And I'm just like sitting in my chair crying because my head is just like hurting so bad. But like, I didn't want to leave because I didn't want to ruin their good time, you know?
Yeah.
So I just like sat there in freaking agony the whole time. Like, maybe if it was Backstreet Boys, I would have enjoyed it more.
I was going to say it was NSYNC. That's why you had a headache.
Yeah. I don't think the headache was related to that, but I'm going to cut forward to a concert I went to last month, just because it ties into this. So my birthday's in June, and we went to dinner, me, my mom, my sister, and my brother-in-law. When we got home, we were just playing with my niece, just hanging out, whatever, and my mom sends me this text. And it's like the picture from like Ticketmaster that looks like it's like an ad. And then it's like, oh, Backstreet Boys. And then whatever the date was, like June 22nd, or I don't know, it was a Wednesday or Tuesday night. So I just see like at the top, there's just like, you know, an advertisement. And I'm looking at this and I tell my mom, I'm like, oh, that stinks. You know, that's a Tuesday night. I can't go to that. It's 7:30 on a Tuesday night. And she's like, can you just look at the picture a little bit better? So the picture, I think I might have told you this story, but the other people haven't heard it. So the picture, when I look back at it, it's a picture of NSYNC with ticket information for a concert for Backstreet Boys. And I'm like, oh, this isn't an ad. This is a ticket confirmation. So my mom got me tickets for my birthday to see Backstreet Boys. And my sister and I went last month and saw them, and it was fucking fantastic. I'll get more into that, but again, it was just so cute because my mom took the time to get a picture of NSYNC and put it on the Backstreet Boys ticket to like tie into that story when my dad bought the NSYNC tickets instead of the Backstreet Boys tickets. And I'm like, dude, why are my parents so cute when it comes to stuff like that? But so it was really cute. And back in 2019, a friend of mine bought tickets. Backstreet Boys was going to be in Tampa on my birthday. So he bought us VIP tickets to go. Well, then COVID came in and, you know, fucked that up. So it got postponed a year. So we held on to the tickets. Then it's like a month or so from the event. And they're like, oh, it's not safe. We're postponing again. So at that point, he's like, all right, I'm just going to get a refund because now it's been 2 years. We're sitting on these tickets. So we refund, and then, you know, so it would have been this concert that I just went to, but we didn't hold on to it. Well, they switched venues also, went from being an indoor venue to an outdoor venue. So the seating was completely different. Like, even if I had kept those VIP tickets, it would have been completely different. So these tickets that my mom got us were like dead center and like a really good acoustic area, but not in the pit because I'm too fucking old for the pit. But so we had to stand the whole time because, again, I'm 5'2" and every person was standing. The chick behind me was just screaming bloody murder the whole time. Like, Ew. She was just 13 years old. Oh my God, AJ! Like, screaming. I'm like, dude, you can't even hear him singing because you're screaming. And, like, I don't know. It was so good, though. I looked, again, this is one of those situations where I probably look miserable because everyone else is, like, fucking going nuts, and I'm just like staring, and I'm just like in my head, I'm just like 12 years old watching them do their little everybody dance, and I'm like, oh my God, the dancing, and I just like Like, that's what I'm doing inside of my mind. But outside of my mind, I'm just like standing there looking bored, but I'm just like enjoying it. But I mean, I had a great fucking time. It was one of the best concerts I've ever been to, even though you couldn't tell, and I didn't drink at all because I'm all about an overpriced concert beer. But it was just a really cute, like, full circle moment of like the two different concerts and like the experiencing it with my sister again and like all that. It was just like really cute.
It's like the 90s all over again.
Yeah.
I don't mind people singing, but if someone's going to start screaming or being belligerently drunk behind me, I'm going to be annoyed.
Yeah.
I don't, especially belligerently drunk. Like, there was a girl at the Dodgers game who just kept saying, "I'm fucking wasted," and like being over the top, and it's like, ew, grow up.
Yeah. I'm not.
Like, what are you, 15? Chill.
Give me another one.
So I went to, spoiler alert, a Fall Out Boy concert. And I've probably been to like 10 of them. But in 2008, I think, it was the Honda Civic tour. Oh, I drive one of those. That's fun. So I went alone because I had no friends who also were as obsessed with Fall Out Boy as I was, or that kind of music in general, that I wanted to come with me because I didn't mind going to concerts alone. Like, as long as I had someone who could take me and stuff, because I didn't want to like drive and have to pay for parking and deal with all that by myself because I was like 16. So I had someone drop me off, and for this particular one, because I was in the Fall Out Boy fan club, you always got a chance to win like VIP bracelets to go meet them, like a meet and greet type thing. So I won it for this particular one. And when you got there to will call, they gave you 2 bracelets because you were supposed to bring a friend. And I was like, well, I have no friends, so whatever. So I just held on to the other one.
Wish I knew you then.
Yeah, you could have met Fall Out Boy. So the meet and greet was before the concert, and that day, like, they were playing with Blink 182, so Travis Barker was like back there too, and his kid was so cute. He was like, had spiked hair, and he had those socks that are pulled up to his knees with the little like lime green and black bars around it. Super cute.
Yeah.
But so I went back there, did the meet and greet, and I was like, I'm coming to tomorrow's concert too. I wonder if this meet and greet color will stay the same. So we went to the concert the next day, again by myself, 2 days in a row. They played the same fucking music. I don't know what's wrong with me. So I went and I put on the wristband, and it was the same color as the day before. I was like, are you people stupid? So dumb. Because what if someone was going to both and they went to the meet and greet the day before and just didn't cut off their wristband?
Yeah, you just get back in.
Yeah, I was like, what was the point of that? So, again, went through the line, got another picture with Fall Out Boy, and conned the system because I had no friends to give the other bracelet to.
Well, I mean, I guess technically you conned the system because you went both days, but you only used each bracelet one time.
True.
So it's not 100% conning.
But it was only supposed to be on one day.
Yeah.
Because if everyone did that, then like people could, like, twice the people would have gone on the second day.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because the way hardcore fans are for anything, they're gonna go to both shows.
Yeah.
That's just how we were. So yeah, that was my story of conning the system as a teenager. I used to do crap like that all the time. Mm-hmm. We went to, what was it? The Warner Brothers studio tour when my mom and brother were out here. And we went in, like, they scanned our tickets and everything. We went in and we were like, is there going to be a bathroom anywhere on this tour we can go to? And they were like, no, not until you get to the cafe at the end. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, we need to go back out and go to the bathroom then. So we leave, and you have to go past the ticket guy to get out to go to the bathroom. So I was like, well, we already scanned our tickets. And they're like, no, it'll be fine. So we get back after using the restroom, and the line to get in with the tickets was like probably 30 people deep at that point.
Oh, gosh.
So I was like, he already scanned our tickets. I'm not waiting in this line. There was an open side next to it. And I told my mom and brother, I was like, let me see if I can just walk past all these people and get in without him having to scan us again. So they assumed I was going to go talk to this guy. No, I just walked the fuck in. I didn't even look.
Stop you?
No, I didn't even look at him. I was like, he doesn't exist. You just confidently walk into somewhere and no one's going to stop you. So I just walked in and my mom and brother are like, what the fuck? So I was standing like kind of behind. You walk in, there's a big wall. So I was like next to the wall waiting for them and they were not coming. And I was like, well, I don't want to go back out there. I just fucking
you can't do it
past
twice.
This guy. Yeah. So finally they walk in. They were like, what were you doing? I was like, we already paid for it and got our tickets scanned. I'm walking into a place I already paid for.
Yeah. Why? Don't wait a long
Why wait in
line
line?
time.
Yeah.
Especially if nobody's stopping you.
Right. So then we went in. You have to show your ticket again to get into the cart. Like they don't scan it again, but you have to show it again. And I'm like, he's going to see it again anyway. Who cares? And
they didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, just I don't think basically they like that. They didn't
not
like
waiting
that.
in line. No.
So yeah, my mom and brother were mad at me that I didn't tell them I was doing that. I was like, I was going to see if I could walk in. I said that. And she's like, yeah, I thought you were going to talk to the guy. I was like, I never said I was going to talk to him.
Yeah, who has time to talk to people?
Yeah, he's busy. He's doing his job.
We got shit to friggin' do.
Yeah. So if you ever need to like get into anything, talk to me. I can do it confidently.
I do. There's actually some stuff I'd like to get into in October, so don't get us kicked out, okay?
Oh shit, we're totally getting into things.
Oh my god. I mean, I have like so much, like as we're sitting here, so like I told you I tried to make this list so I could like think of the stories because we don't like to be too prepared, but at the same time I don't want to sit here and have nothing. So I was like listing concerts I've been to, and then I'm like, what's that? What is that one? And I'm like, I just couldn't think. And then I'm like, now as we're sitting here, they're just like flooding to my head in the middle of you talking. Because, it's like impossible for me to just sit and listen to somebody talk. But I am listening. I heard the whole story. I didn't just nod my head. But so I'm just like thinking of so many more, and I feel like it's going to be like cut myself back.
Well, give me another one. Because I only have like 3 or 4.
Okay. So now I want to tell you about this one. I was in high school. I'm going to say I was a junior or a senior in high school because my sister was in college. So I live in the Tampa Bay area in Florida, and my sister went to college in Tallahassee. She went to FSU. So some friends of my mom or my sister, I don't know, this lady, like, we know her. I don't really remember how we know her, but
family friend.
Yeah. So she and her husband won tickets to see George Strait, like backstage passes, like the whole thing. So she's like, I know you really like George Strait, like pick a friend and we're going to go. This is when it is, whatever. So we drive all the way into Tampa. We get to the venue. The tickets were for the night before.
Oh, no.
So now I'm like totally bummed. I'm like, wow, this fucking sucks. Like, oh my God. Like I was so hyped up, but at the same time, try not to be like too bummed since I didn't pay for it. I wasn't out anything, So then my mom, again, being my mom, like most of my concert stories have to do with my parents doing cute stuff for us. But so, and also like we didn't grow up with money, so it wasn't like my parents were just buying me shit. Like it was a big deal that they did these things for us. And we super appreciate it and we're very grateful. But so my mom was like, well, that really stinks. Now you don't get to do it. So she looked up and she saw that the next night he was playing in Tallahassee. So she's like, okay, well, I'll get 2 tickets, one for you and one for your sister. So we're like going to surprise my sister. So we get in the car, we drive from Tampa Bay area, like 3.5 hours up to Tallahassee to get my sister to go to the venue. We're calling her the whole time we're driving there and she's not answering. And it's like, back in the day, like reception was shit. We're calling her roommate. We're like, we can't get a hold of anybody. So we finally get to Tallahassee and it's like less than an hour before the concert's supposed to start. And my mom finally gets a hold of my sister's roommate, one of her roommates. And she's like, oh, well, Jean's not here. She gave somebody a ride. she's like, well, like, where did she give her a ride to? Like, are they going to be back soon? Like, I got these tickets. We're going to go to the concert, blah, 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 blah. Or maybe my mom didn't buy the ticket yet because at the end of the story I was by myself. So I don't remember the whole thing, but so it turns out my sister was in Tennessee.
Oh my gosh.
She and one of her other friends gave the friend's acquaintance a ride to Tennessee from Tallahassee. And she didn't tell anybody because she's like, well, I didn't want to get in trouble because, she's like 18. So she's like, well, I just did it because I thought we'd be back before anyone would know. So meanwhile, we're like trying to surprise her with concert tickets and she's just in fucking Tennessee. So my mom like waited at the apartment or in the car or something. I don't know. I wound up going by myself and seeing George Strait, fifth row. It was fucking amazing. Again, I just sat there like 15, 16-year-old, like just straight vibing to George Strait, fifth row, like, wow, this is amazing. I don't know how she got such a good deal on these tickets. Like, it was crazy. And my sister really fucking missed out by going to Tallahassee. Not Tallahassee, by going to Tennessee. Like, it's still like a story that we love to tell everyone. We're like, yeah, I remember when you almost saw George Strait fifth row, but you were in Tennessee.
Going to concerts by yourself is kind of fun, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I definitely don't mind it because I don't have to worry about dealing with keeping track of other people or whatever. You're just going to do your own thing.
If someone gives me a ride and picks me up, like, I'm all down for that. But if I have to drive myself, no, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah, but it was a really good time. I've just been to so many, but I need ones to like stand out.
My brother and I went to a metal kind of festival when I was like 17, I think. It was the first ever Rockstar Mayhem Fest. Super cool. So we went there and we mainly wanted to see like Stained, which I wouldn't call them metal. Was Stained there? I don't remember. And then you remember that Guitar Hero song, like Through the Fire and Flames or whatever, by Dragon Force? That like super fast one. Did you ever play Guitar Hero? I probably should ask that first.
Yeah, I have played Guitar Hero.
Oh. How do you not know what I'm talking about?
No, I've played
Rock Band?
Yeah. Because I always did the drums, yeah.
Well, the song was like super popular and everybody talked about it, and you would know it if you heard it.
Maybe if I heard it, but I don't think that people I was hanging out with were talking about Guitar Hero songs. Sorry.
No, it was in like everything. Whatever. If anyone out there doesn't know Through the Fire and Flames, look it up because you'll know what I'm talking about. But so Dragon Force comes on. They were at this place. They were like one or two closers, and they play the song, and when you hear it on Guitar Hero, everyone thought like it was a bunch of guitars. You not knowing the song is making this really hard to explain. So basically it just sounds like a bunch of guitars being played really, really, really fast, and that's why it's like one of the hardest songs on Guitar Hero, because you have to like move your shit real quick. So we hear them play, and it's one guitar and then a bunch of keyboards with like pre-programmed stuff on it. So these motherfuckers started getting booed off, and like everyone in the crowd was booing, and like, because it was a big, big thing at the time. Like 2008, Guitar Hero was all the rage, and this song was like top of charts and shit, and it was literally like a guy hitting a button on a keyboard.
Oh, shit.
And people were so mad. So people were like throwing shit in the crowds, and I was like, what is going on? Some lady got up on someone's shoulders and was showing her boobies everywhere, and everyone was like watching that instead of Dragon Force. So Mayhem Fest, that was their very first one. Having them there was a very big mistake. But then Slipknot came on after, and everyone was happy again. So.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh yeah, we're gonna get to see him play all these guitars, and then it's just like synthesizers.
And I don't know how we didn't think they were all just like keyboards and synthesizers. I'm sure some people did, but like I wanted to see more than one guitar, and I wanted to see him actually do it. He just played the background guitar. He
That
didn't
sounds
even,
so disappointing.
yeah, he didn't even do the fast parts. He was the background.
What a
So, yeah,
letdown.
seriously.
I wish I could have seen Slipknot in concert before Joey Jordison died.
I wasn't a huge Slipknot fan back then. I'm still not really a fan. I know a couple songs, but like I had no idea what was going on, and we left halfway through.
Well, yeah, actually, I don't think that would have been a thing where I would have enjoyed it if it was like a small private setting because I think I'd be overwhelmed by the fan base. But I do like Slipknot's music, and I love Corey Taylor's voice. It's fucking amazing. But yeah, I don't think I can handle like the fan base.
Well,
Just
they're the
like,
ones that wear like the masks and had
Mhm.
like 9 million people, right?
Mhm.
That's what I was overwhelmed by. The amount of people on stage doing things, I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. There's like fire coming out of places and all these people with masks. I don't know who's who. Like it was crazy, but everyone loved it. And I mean, they sounded amazing. I like Corey
Yeah.
Taylor too.
Yeah, that would be really cool, but I don't think I could do it with like all of the people.
We were in it since it was a festival, you could stand at whatever stage you wanted, and it was like big open field.
Oh,
So
cool.
even though Slipknot was like the main band and everyone went to see it, there was still plenty of room around us to like not feel on top of people because it was just a big open field.
Yeah,
So we
that's a
just
lot
like
better.
halfway through because we wanted to miss traffic. So halfway through when we left, we just walked right out. There was nothing to get through.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I always have that like with different artists that I would really like to see or like experience them performing live, but I don't want to have to deal with the crowd thing. Like I said, like even
I hate
not that
crowds.
Backstreet Boys have this amazing like vocal abilities or whatever. Like that's more of like a nostalgia, like the whole experience thing for me.
Yeah.
But like dealing with those adults that were acting like how like 13-year-olds and like like those teeny boppers of the 90s type of situation, like I would love to see like Harry Styles perform. No, excuse me. I would like to be live for Harry Styles singing because I think he has an amazing voice. I'm not into the whole big fandom-y thing, but I do think he has a really nice voice and I would love to hear it, but I could never go to a Harry Styles concert because of the fans. Like
Right.
it's not something I could enjoy. Like if you want to have like a green room experience, I would totally be down for that and I would pay for that. Like I won tickets once. The one local radio station here, they used to do green room performances and you could win tickets. You couldn't buy them. It was only like specific things that you could go to.
Yeah.
And I won a pair of tickets when Vance Joy was in town. So it was me and my sister and less than 20 other people total, including like the employees, for an acoustic performance from Vance Joy. And it was surreal.
Who the
I'm
fuck
like,
is
this
that?
is so, he's a singer. It's so hard when we're not like on the music wavelength. I always say that wavelength.
I don't listen to country at all.
He's not country. I listen to all different kinds of music. That's the problem. Like I will vibe to Slipknot and also Dolly Parton,
Well, most people don't just stick to one genre, but if
Well,
I'm going to hate on something, it's going to be country.
Well, like, do you know the song Riptide? That was like one of his most popular radio ones. But anyway,
I don't know songs by song titles either because that's stupid and I don't know.
Well, I'm not going to sing it to you because then we definitely would never be able to make money. But people would stop listening to this because my voice is so terrible. But look it up later. I'll text you his name if you need me to. But that was like a surreal experience. Like I said, it was like me and my sister, less than 20 people total, sitting there for this like 6-song acoustic set. And I'm like, this is amazing. Like, it was really
that'd be
cool.
sick.
Yeah. Like, if I could get like more artists, like something like that, that'd be really cool. I have another one. Like, a lot of my concert stories just involve like me driving ridiculous distances to see them. Like, I went to a music festival when I was living up in South Carolina. I really wanted to see Revolution, And God, who played with them? Because it was like part of the story we went. It was so this is like probably 2010, I would guess. It was fuck. Oh my God, I just fucking asked my friend who it was that I went to see them with last night because he and I drove all the way the fuck down there. Shit. Oh God, I can't think of it. But anyways, Revolution, it was a music festival, but like Revolution was headlining and Slightly Stupid. And so
You would.
yeah. So
I've seen them.
Yeah, we drove from South Carolina all the way down to South Florida. It was like a 10-hour drive. Went to the music festival all day, smoked so much fucking weed, drank a couple beers, and then fucking sobered up and drove all the way the fuck back home after. But again, it was just like such a fucking fun ass experience. But this is back when, I didn't need, 40 hours of sleep to get through a day. So like that was really cool. I drove from South Carolina also down here to Orlando to see Rise Against and Rancid at the House of Blues in Orlando. That was a really fucking good show. Like smaller venues are so much better because there's not as many people. So we're down, that one we were down in the pit for. And because the people that I went with, like, they were super into like circle pits, which is a little bit better than a mosh pit. Like, I'm not trying to be in either one of them, but I want to be down there by the stage. Yeah. And like what I would do is like weasel my way through to the front of the pit because then you're not a part of like the chaos going on and just be at the front. But during that show, when Rancid was on, somebody fell in the pit and somebody else was like being a dick and like knocking people down, which is not the vibe. And they stopped playing. And he's like, security, get this asshole out of here. This is not our vibe. This is not what we're doing. Started the song over and like continued on after that dude was out. I'm like, that's a fucking vibe. That's how you should experience a concert. Like people, you're pushing each other, but you're not pushing each other because you fucking assholes. Like, yeah, they're like for a common interest. So like that was pretty cool. But like, again, drove all the way down, like a 6-hour drive, went to the concert, went back home. But
I accidentally ended up in a mosh once.
Oh, tell me about that. I'm not going to do a fan submission.
Okay. They just started, like, randomly moshing, and then, so I kind of stayed away from it because I didn't want to get hurt, but because I was there by myself for this one, too. And it was another Fall Out Boy concert, a different one. We're up to 4 now. So this one guy next to me decided he wanted to mosh too, but like in his own world type thing, which is fine, whatever, like I'll move. But before I could move, he elbowed me in the jaw and my jaw like went out of place.
Ouch.
So now today I get like lockjaw sometimes, not really bad, but like it'll stick. But I had to push my jaw back into place. He knocked it out so hard.
Dude's just like elbowing all on his own?
Yeah. I was like, God. Can you not? And he was like the same height as me. So when he put his elbows up, it was right next to my chin.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So I was pretty pissed. And he like freaked out. And he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And he felt bad. But still, I was annoyed.
Well, that's good he acknowledged it at least. He wasn't like, fuck it, and left.
Yeah. He noticed me going like, oh. And he was like, oh, shit.
Oh. That would be horrible. Like, that, like when I was a teenager and I would go to concerts, I would like punk or whatever, like that type, or alternatives, and I would get in the pit, or like I said, some of my friends were more into like circle pits. It's not as like aggressive, you're just in there doing your shit. Like I would get down with that back when I was a teenager, but I would never be able to handle that now. Like my anxiety would be like, nope.
I mean, I was like 19 or 20 at the time, and I still didn't want to do it, but that was mainly because I was there by myself. If something happened to me, like, who could help me, you know?
Yeah, nobody. People just leave you to get trampled.
Yep.
If they weren't paying attention. I got a fan submission from Twitter, but they asked to be anonymous. And they said, my first metal show I ever went to, I was single and a bunch of my friends were trying to get me into a mosh pit. I refused until this gorgeous, and this is like all caps, this gorgeous girl came up to me out of nowhere and invited me in. I said, hell yeah, got into the mosh pit, and the first thing she did was throw a punch at me.
Oh my God.
So I was like, as a follow-up, and I was like, what about it? Like, talk about a twist ending. Like, I wasn't expecting that. So I followed up, and he was like, yeah, it was an intentional throw of a punch at his face.
Why?
I was like, damn, I don't know. That was all I got on the story. He said she missed, so he didn't get punched in the face.
Good.
But I'm going to guess that it didn't matter that she was gorgeous. That didn't go anywhere.
It's like she was intentionally trying to start shit.
Yeah, like, no, I don't want to get in there. Oh, come on, get in here. And then you get, like, swung at.
I would be so mad. I would beat her up.
Yeah.
Fuck her.
He sent another one that was, like, an audio file, which I don't know how to turn into a non-audio file. But the gist of that one was that they were going to another metal concert, and they got lost on the way there, wound up way out of the way. Then they got a flat tire, and then some good Samaritan just happened to stop and like help them out with changing the tire or whatnot. They finally make it to the show, and they're going to the House of Blues, which is cool because it's the same one where I was talking about. I went a little bit ago. They get to House of Blues, and they're just chilling, watching the show. Some dude elbows him in the spine. He bends down, like curled over in pain. And then the guy like ran up and used his back to like jump up on him to get like to crowd surf. And now I've not been to every House of Blues, but I've been to like 3 of them, and they're all kind of small venues to be crowd surfing.
Yes.
So that's just crazy, and I didn't get a follow-up on this, or like what happened with the guy that did this to him, but he said that he wound up having a concussion. Concussion. He had a concussion and was like basically down for the count for 3 days over this. Like, that's not cool. That's not how you should behave at concerts. Like, that is poor concert etiquette. Yeah,
we went to a concert once, a 311 concert with a bunch of, with my boyfriend and a bunch of people we worked with, and the drummer threw a bunch of drumsticks, like his ones he was using and all his extras, out into the crowd, and people were going insane for it and like jumping up and trying to grab it, and I got pushed to the ground because everyone and their mother were trying to like grab it at the same time. And this was a venue where it was like, this was a really weird venue because it was, the front was like general admission where you stand, and that was like 85% of the whole venue, and like 15% behind you was seats, and they were like the shittiest stadium seats, like going to a basketball game in high school type shit, but actual seats, not benches. But I was like, there were so many people just pushing forward because with that whole place basically being GA, like there were tons of people behind and in front of you. So I felt like I couldn't breathe, but we went to like 30 concerts there.
Did somebody get you up off the ground so you didn't get trampled?
Jeff did.
Yeah, Jeff. Oh, Jeff. Oh, shout out to Jeff.
He makes a comeback.
From that last week's podcast.
Yeah.
Or whatever week that was. Yeah. That's cool. Wow, yeah. I've never fallen to the ground, but I've definitely been hit a lot of times. But what I would normally do, so like I said, now I'm not going to be anywhere near, if like a pit's breaking out, I'm going to back up or I'm going to go up in front of it. And like when I was a teenager, I would like get in sometimes, but like my 20s, I would say, you know, I would get around the outside of it and just like fist. Because then you just like keep, like if someone's coming at you, they're going to get a fist to the back and it's going to be painful.
And then you just push them back in.
Yeah. But again, like I can't watch and enjoy if I have to watch and make sure you're not going to punch me. But that's on me for being near the pit. So like I get that. I can't be totally mad. But just don't be a dick about being in the pit.
Yeah. It's dangerous if you don't do it right.
Yeah. Another one that I drove far for, Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
It's me going to Fall Out Boy now. So last year, I should have worn
my Fall Out Boy shirt for this. What?
Yeah, oh my god, I have the shirt from this freaking concert. I could have worn it. The hell of Megadeth, whatever the name of that one was.
This is not the tour name. Full of Megadeth. That's a band.
I What the fuck is the name of the store?
I think it's just like Hella Mega Tour. Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. So 2020 was the original concert. My cousin and I were going to go for her birthday. She loves them. Well, that one was postponed, so we wound up getting tickets in 2021 to go. We're just like, fuck it, let's just get cheap tickets. So we got like $40 seats up in the stadium. It was my first concert post-COVID, and it was in Jacksonville at the Jaguars Stadium. So we drove from here to up there. So I'm like, that was the most amount of people I was around for quite some time. So I was definitely anxious about that. But that's why we're like, let's get these cheap tickets. We got seats up near nobody. There was nobody in the seats next to us. There was no one in the seats in front of us. So we had like more space, and I felt a little more secure. But it was Green Day, Fall Out Boy, and Weezer. So I was a co-host of a baby shower, which wound up being scheduled the morning after the concert. I didn't pick the date. So we drove 3.5 hours up to the concert, went to the concert, and then drove back home because I had to be at the baby shower in the morning. Like, I'm too old to be doing that now. I can't be doing that drive all night thing. But we had a really fucking fun time. And the cool part of it was we get there, and I like go, and my cousin checks us in, and we're like, puts it like on Facebook or whatever, like a picture of us that we're there. And my friend Billy, who I knew from when I lived in South Carolina, texts me. She's like, girl, I'm at that concert. So I haven't seen Billy in like, at that point, probably like 5 years since I left South Carolina. And she drove down 3.5 hours to get, so it was like funny, like we met in the middle unknowingly. So we like found each other at the concert so we could see each other, take a picture or whatever. And like, so that was pretty cool. And then I felt bad because it was supposed to be like for my cousin's birthday present that we went. And I was like more excited that I saw Billy. But like the chances to just randomly be like so far from home, and both of us be so far from home. Like that was pretty cool. It was unrelated to the concert, but it was still an awesome experience at the concert. Like that was exciting.
I wanted to go to that tour so bad.
It was good, but I will say obviously Fall Out Boy didn't play my favorite song because, remember when you had to go through like every
I remember
Fall Out Boy so, and I can't remember the name of it still. Like I have forgotten.
I can't remember either.
I know it's in my Apple Music, but I just like off the top of my head can't think of it.
That's because that's an older song. They were probably playing more of their newer stuff. Yeah,
so I'm like, obviously they're not going to play that, but so by the time Fall Out Boy came on, I had a pounding fucking headache. I got through Green Day, and who was last? Maybe Green Day? I don't remember the order, but whoever was like, Weezer was great. Whoever was next was great. By the time the last one came on, my head was killing me. But I still vibed to that one. Like, I was like, yeah, this is cool. I didn't just sit there miserably. Like, it was insane.
The LA one was sold out, so I couldn't go. Oh. I was going to buy tickets in 2020 to the Chicago one, and I'm glad I didn't because it got postponed. And I didn't want to, like, go to Wrigley Field because they were doing them at, like, baseball fields and shit.
Oh, and the freaking stadiums.
Wrigley Field for a baseball game is awesome, but for a concert, I was like, eh. So the one in LA.
Me.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know you back then.
I know, we literally met like 2 weeks after that concert.
Yeah. But so the LA one was in September and it was at Dodgers Stadium, which fuck that place.
Yeah.
And
this is a reoccurring topic.
Yeah. Throwback topics.
LA Dodgers will never sponsor our podcast.
No, they won't. That's okay. I'm a Cubs fan. And then the Chicago one happened a month after I moved out of Illinois, so that would have sucked.
Yeah, you would have had to go all the way back.
I wouldn't have. I would have just sold the ticket. I'm not going all the way back for a Fall Out Boy concert. I've seen them like 17 times.
Yeah.
And I've seen Green Day the musical, and that was more than enough Green Day for the rest of my life. That was terrible.
I've not even heard of that.
Oh my God, it was so bad. My 21st birthday, so that would have been 2012. it came to Chicago, and I was like, why? My parents got me it for my birthday, and my boyfriend couldn't even drink yet because he wasn't 21. So they like gave us all this money to go out and drink, and he couldn't even drink.
Oh,
And then we had to go see Green Day the musical, and it was just a rough birthday.
see, I'm like, I don't need to go get drunk at a concert, but as part of my concert experience, I do like to get a ridiculously overpriced beer.
I do too. It depends on who I'm with, because some people
Yeah.
don't drink, and then it's like, I'm not going to get one, but one beer is not going to kill me.
Yeah. I told you privately a story about a shitty concert that I had gone to. That was for my birthday. Another birthday one that kind of flopped. I went with some of my cousins and their friends to see Jimmy Buffett for my birthday one year. Cause yeah, I fucking love Jimmy Buffett too. I know all the music is all over the place, but
is he the one that did Margaritaville?
Yes.
I went to that place once.
Nice. There's a lot of them. Yeah, their friends wound up getting hammered and got into a huge fight. So I wound up having to drive when it was my birthday and I was supposed to be spending the night down there and like being able to drink. So yeah, I wound up having the worst time. Like obviously I enjoyed the concert itself, but like the atmosphere was fucking just, it wasn't a good time for me. That wasn't a vibe.
That's so annoying.
Yeah, I'm like, I just
if you know you get
shit.
If you know you get mean or mad as fuck when you drink, maybe like chill.
Well, and these people were like in their late 40s acting like this. I'm like, that's not a vibe for me.
No.
Yeah. But I've been to tons of concerts with these two cousins, my cousin and her husband, and they're like, everyone knows, like her husband, I always tell everybody he's my favorite cousin, and he'll tell everyone that too. I'm Teresa's favorite cousin, and like that's cool. But I've been to a lot of concerts with them, and I've never had any other experiences like that. Like every other time, it's been fantastic. A lot of times, if they're going to a concert, they'll buy a ticket to like, and if someone else can't go, or they'll call me and they'll be like, "Hey, are you free this day? Do you want to be our DD?" And they'll buy my ticket to go to the concert just to be the DD. And I'm like, that's totally different than me going expecting to like let loose and not have to worry about it, and then wind up having to be the driver.
I mean, that could be dangerous, because what if you had already started drinking and getting like wasted and shit?
Exactly. So I'm like, luckily I hadn't. Like we tailgated a little bit before, and I think I had like one beer, and then luckily did not drink inside the concert because like they were already getting shitty, and I'm like, that ain't for me. I feel like all the rest of my concerts are just like good concerts. I mean, like I've been to concerts and met people or like got autographs and stuff, but like they're not like cool stories. Like you met Fall Out Boy 2 days in a row because of your ticket. Like that's different than like,
Then I met them another time and they lost the photo, so that was annoying.
Oh no.
So I only have 2 photos.
I'm really bummed, like while we're talking about concerts, there's like a lot of bands that I would really like to see that I never have gotten to. And one of them on my bucket list was obviously Backstreet Boys, and I finally just saw them this year because I can't believe I had never seen them. But like, I really am bummed now that like, you know, this is going to make you nuts because I keep talking about it recently, Bob Seger.
Oh my God.
So like this whole thing that's like everything's coming up Bob Seger in my life at the moment. And
because your phone is listening to you.
Yeah. But like even when I was at that restaurant yesterday, they were playing Bob Seger songs. And I'm like, come on. They're taunting me now. Because like he just did his farewell tour and like I didn't go to it. And I should have, because now I'll never get to find out about them night moves.
Oh no.
Like, yeah, I don't know. And I'm like, so I've seen a lot of other bands like multiple times, but they're probably ones you haven't heard of either.
Probably.
I've seen Cottonmouth Kings probably 10 fucking times.
I've heard of them. I haven't listened to them. We're doing this episode, but I honestly don't really listen to music. Like all of my stories are from before I was 21 because that's the only time I actually went to concerts.
Yeah.
Like, I still listen to the same music I listened to before I was 21 and, like, nothing new.
Yeah. Like, the concert thing was, or topic was like a way for me to get to talk about music without Chill having to be into music, because I'm super into music and just vibing to different stuff, and she's just not. So when I always want to be like, hey, it's just
And
not
I've
a
been
topic.
to concerts.
Yeah, so this was like a way to get to talk about it together and like hear some stories from each other about
I've been to like 5 Nickelback concerts. You want to talk about that? I don't.
5. And you tell people you've been to 5 Nickelback. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I know people hate on Nickelback a lot, but like, there's a few. They have a few good songs that like I don't mind.
I mean, I know the words to pretty much all their songs, but
Yeah.
um, the only reason I've been to Nickelback at all is because it's one of my mom's favorite bands,
Okay.
and when you know someone who like is hard to buy gifts for and stuff, what's better than just getting them concert tickets to their favorite band?
Yeah.
Back when she could
1000%.
go to concerts,
Yeah.
like
I'm on board with that. Always
yeah,
buy me concert tickets.
And
Concert
they
tickets.
always put on an amazing show. Like I don't care what you think about Nickelback, like there's shows. There was a circle thing that came down from the sky with Chad Kroeger on it, and like fire was coming out of this thing, and like it looked like a disco ball just coming down, huge thing in the middle of this arena.
Just
And
straight
it
up
was
putting on a
sick.
show.
Yeah.
I don't know why people hate on him so bad. Like I don't get it. I think it's just like a fad that people just hate on them because other people do.
I think it's funny, but I won't let them bully me into not telling people that I've been to Nickelback concerts because I have the proof. I still have the tickets.
Yeah. What you said about how you like you don't really go to concerts now and like you still listen to the music from back when you were younger. Like I get that because like music that's like new, current like pop culture music or like whatever genre you want to like that's not for me. I'm not into it. A lot of stuff that's out now I just think is like trash. Like it's not for me. Like I wish I was born in the 60s so that I could have like 70s and 80s like to live through that live music, like to go to like those concerts when they were new, like that would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, half these concerts, or like half the bands that we listen to, you can't even go see them anymore because someone's dead or they don't play anymore, or they broke up or whatever.
Yeah.
I did see Aerosmith, though.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that's my last story.
Cool. Oh, nice. Well, do you want to tell that one? Because as far as like stories go, like I think I'm out of like interesting ones. And we're running a little long, so if you want to tell that one before we wrap it up.
Yeah, so this is where that controversial topic from the beginning comes back into play. What do you feel about if people have lawn tickets?
If they have what tickets?
Lawn.
I mean, I get lawn seats all the time.
But like, do you think everyone needs to sit in the lawn, or is that more of a standing situation?
If you are in the front of the lawn, well, okay, I guess it makes a difference. So, like, one of the venues by us, it's lawn, but it's still like a stadium arch. Yes. And in that situation, if you're still in a stadium situation, you don't need to stand because you can see over each other. But if you're in the front, you definitely shouldn't be fucking standing. No. If you're in the back, go ahead.
So the way this one was set up is exactly what you're talking about, stadium lawn, so it goes straight up, basically. One thing, if I sit on that fucking lawn, my tailbone is going to be wrecked for the next 2 weeks. I'm not going to buy a fucking seat from these scalpers that are like selling those little lawn seats or something. The difference is...
Our venue lets you bring your own chairs.
Yeah, but I don't have a chair. I was like 16. So the seats, yes, sit in them. The lawn, why do you want to sit on uneven ass lawn? If it's a stadium, it's going like this. So you're sitting at a stupid angle and then also sitting on rough terrain, also sitting on grass. Like, I mean, we brought blankets. So for this place, the front row, if you're on the lawn, the front row has the seats right in front of them. And obviously you could pick where you want to sit on the lawn, but we got there first, so we took the front. Plus, there's like a railing you can hold on to because my back is fucked. And then also you could like sit so your legs were hanging over so that, because there was a walkway in between the seats and the lawn.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, it's like the seats and then there's an overhang too. So the seats were covered. The lawn wasn't.
So, yeah, in the way that you're describing that, I think it's okay for people to stand.
The people
because
behind
you're
us
screwed if
didn't.
you're not.
The people behind us didn't, so they threw lit cigarettes at me.
Well, that's fucked up.
And empty beer bottles.
Like, if that's the case, they should have just moved over. If
Well,
you
it was-
wouldn't have been able to see, then you should be able to stand up.
Yeah. And it's not that we couldn't see at all. It was that it was very hard to see. And plus, if you were under 6 feet, like you couldn't really see shit. So my takeaway, and everyone else I've ever talked to, is lawn stand, seats sit. That's just the way it is. If you don't want a lawn ticket, you want to sit, go in the fucking seats. Because I bought a lawn or I bought GA so I could stand.
Yeah.
If I wanted to sit, I would go in a seat. So we
Which
were
is why
standing.
people with seats need to fucking sit.
Yeah, that's true. We were standing and literally, because the lawn was cut up into pieces. So there was like 4 different pieces so you could have a walkway in between each piece. Our piece was the only piece that did not want to stand. No one, not a single person behind our group would stand. So we were getting lit cigarettes, we were getting weed, we were getting bottles, empty bottles, full bottles thrown at us.
That's messed up.
We had to get security,
horrible.
and security was like, if you people keep doing this, you are all getting escorted out. All of you. I don't care who was doing it. You're all getting taken away. Because that's fucked up. I was 16 and I had a burn on the back of my leg from a cigarette.
This was at the Aerosmith concert?
Yeah.
That's fucked
And
up.
it was only when Aerosmith was playing. For the other bands, we weren't even standing.
Yeah. That's just fucked up. Like,
yeah, so if you want to sit, like, it was tiered. So they, even with us standing, if you just move back a little, you'd be able to see.
Ugh. Yeah, that's messed up. If there's ways around it, then there's ways around it. But
yeah. And I sympathize with people who can't stand. Like, I've broken my leg, and I'm not saying that's the same thing as having a disability, but at that moment, I could not stand. It's still hard for me to stand because of my back. But if I can't see, I want to stand. I got lawn tickets because I want to stand.
Yeah. See, like the venue that I go to a lot that's here in Tampa that has those type of seats, it's higher up. So the front of it, you can see completely over everything else. So at the front of it, you don't need to stand.
It's higher up, but it's not like if the people in the seats are standing, we're screwed. So
yeah, this isn't like that. Yeah, this is higher to where. Yeah, this isn't like that. Like, yeah, that's messed up. Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite venues because sometimes I do like to sit, that's the one time in 100 that I've been to this place that I've been able to sit in the front of the lawn.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah.
Because usually I'm up top and I can sit or stand and still see no matter what.
Yeah, like I went to Kenny Chesney earlier this year with the same 2 cousins that I go to a lot of those with, and our seats were at the front of the section of a raised area, and they were like standing up. I was like, no, we're not doing that. We're sitting. We're in the front row. People behind us are trying to see. There's literally nothing blocking our view. We're sitting. And they're like, all right, fine. I'm like, when a good-ass song comes on, you can stand up for a little bit, but you're not standing all night because nobody else can see. And the people behind me were like, wow, thank you. And I'm like, yeah, dude, because I'm not being the dick standing up when no one else is standing up.
Yeah. Like I said, it's about the people around you, except for this one time where I think I was in the right.
Yeah. It's just have concert etiquette. And then tweet us your concert stories too.
And if people are pissing you off, please don't throw lit cigarettes at them. Yeah. Go get security.
100%.
But tell us your stories. Chill and Child. Did you say that already?
I didn't say where. I just said hit us up on Twitter. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's where. Do that.
Yeah. We want to hear them.
Yeah. Did someone throw a cigarette at you? Tell me, because I need someone to commiserate with. All All right. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.